Good evening, one. Good evening, all, and welcome to the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. Live from virtual Bristol Motor Speedway, it's us in the Grid Vision booth, and who's us? Well, it's me, Jola Castro, joined by Sheldon Atkins as usual, and down in the truck, Austin Derbyshire is pushing the buttons, pulling the levers, making it happen, and bringing you the view right now down into Thunder Valley from the Grid Vision satellite. Sheldon, are you pumped for this one?
Absolutely. Here we are at the last great Coliseum, and it looks like we're going to have a nice turnout of drivers here this evening. It's going to be a lot of chaos, though, man. Bristol, this is one of the most exciting tracks on the circuit, but this is a track, too, where you can have a lot of chaotic, intense moments just pop up out of nowhere, and it's by design. It's the two-groove layout that this track has. You have two lanes that form here. You got one all the way up against the fence. All your short-run guys are going to go up there and try and make up easy passes, but they're going to be struggling if they stay up there for too long. You got the bottom. When you come down this straightaway here, out of turn 2 and out of turn 4, there's a lot of opportunity for these guys to run out of room and run each other up into the fence.
And who are these guys? Let's take a look at the championship standings. We can get a look here. Justin Lewis right now, a two-time winner up at the top with Maxwell Caldwell in second, Trevor Dalton in third, Carolus Thiel in fourth. Fifth, Todd Merkel. Sixth, looks like it's a vacant spot right there. I'm not sure who that belongs to right now.
We haven't unlocked that character yet.
Oh, haven't unlocked that character yet. 7, Joshua Yarbrough. 8, Ronnie Hurst. 9, Andrew Pileshi. 10, Drew Kuhn. 11, another locked character. 12, Michael Matta. 13, James Nelson. 14, Dominic Metz. 15, Austin Call. 16, Jonathan Castlebear. 17, Luke Wagner. 18, Joshua Stout. And 19, Cale Peterson. I just want to run down the top 20 real quick as we go through and get through. We have a few people who didn't qualify this time around, including last week's winner, Chris Cornett. But we're going to have the grid here for you very soon after Sheldon breaks down the keys to the race. Sheldon, tell us how to go around this safely, will you?
Yes, absolutely. And one of the things you really got to keep your eyes on here is you want to run the bottom. I mentioned a minute ago that outside line being really fast, but the problem with that outside line is it's going to chew those Goodyear Eagles up quicker than you can imagine. Very abrasive surface here with the concrete construction, and iRacing really not giving us a whole lot of leeway with running multiple grooves. So you want to keep it on the bottom to save that right front tire. Number 2, it's going to be a war of attrition. You're going to see a lot of people making mistakes, a lot of people getting overzealous and aggressive. A lot of accidents are going to occur. Just know that, if you get caught up in something, the car gets torn up a little bit, come down pit road, fix the thing up, bring it back out there and try again. And finally, those closing laps, you're trying to run down the leader. You get up to his back bumper, you can't figure out any way to get by him. Don't be afraid to pull out that chrome horn and give a little bump and run. Little Jeff Gordon technique there to get these guys scooted out of the way.
And that's it, the 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and look at the other 1, 2, 3 before our race. Our picks for tonight's race. My pick for tonight, after looking things up and down a little bit, I went with the 25 of Jacob Zala. He almost won last week, got third last week. So I got a feeling that he's still got a pretty good foot, and he's ready for this week. How about you?
Zala is definitely a good pick, but I got to go with the guy that's been the most dominant, the most consistent this season. I got to go with that 7 machine of Justin Lewis. I just feel like tonight's going to be a good night for him. We've seen him on these long run tracks do a good job maintaining his equipment. Bristol, that's what it's all about.
And down in the truck, Derbyshire, the 94 of Maxwell Caldwell is his pick. So we've got 3 different numbers here. The lucky 3. If you do a pick 3, it might be a good set for you to pick. We'll see if we can get the trifecta this week. That would be lovely. If we did, instead of giving them the usual commentator's curse. But only one way to see how things eventually go here at Bristol, and that is to do the race, which is about to get kicked off here, as we've got only about 15 seconds until the grid's going to be forming. And we've got some views from inside the bowl here at the last great Coliseum. I have this is one of the tracks that I would love to see a race at.
Yeah, this is definitely a great place. Not a bad seat in the house either, as you can see by the arena style seating that they've set us up here with.
That's right. And sort of like the Coliseum shape, like you can see the chariots of old going around here if you close your eyes and sort of visualize it. That's beautiful right there. Wow, that's a great shot. Let's go ahead and break down the grid as we take a look at the views around Bristol. First place right now in the pole position is Justin Lewis, the 2-time winner. Trevor Dalton in second. Third, it's Michael Matta. Fourth, Eric Johnson. Fifth, Maxwell Caldwell. Sixth, Ronnie Hurst. 7th, Adam Lowe. 8th, Mark Kazan. 9th, Joshua Yarbrough. And 10th, Cale Peterson.
Rolling off the grid in 11th place is going to be Corrales Steele, followed by Curtis Soberin in 12th. 13th place is going to be the two machine Todd Merkel with Chris Cornett to his outside in 14th. Starting 15th is going to be Luke Wagoner with Drew Kuhn in 16th. 17th place is going to be James Nelson. To his outside is going to be Jacob Saul in the 25 machine. Starting P19 is going to be Adam Gladfelter with Joshua Stout in 20th. And running out the 21 car field is going to be Terry Litweiler.
All right. That's the grid as we have it right now. So it looks like the cars are snapping into place here on the field. Folks, be sure to get your drinks ready, stretch your bodies. We've got 200 laps here going around, and that's going to go faster than you think when each of these laps only takes about 15 seconds. Not even that in these cars. So it's going to be an exciting one. It's going to go by in the blink of an eye if we can get it going around and keep it green for a while. But that's going to take a battle of wits and skill behind the wheel. So we'll see if these drivers have got what it takes in order to keep it green as far as they can and get us there and make us sure that it's but I'm sure either way it's going to be really, really exciting.
Yeah, this is a track where it could be a tale of two races. You know, you could have a real quick one, you know, if we go green flag to flag, which I've been here for about 9 years now, and I've yet to see happen. But if that does happen, it could be a really quick race. But otherwise, you know, you get that whole repetition of cautions. We could be here a lot longer than we were expecting.
Looks like in the history books, Grid Division did have one green flag race last year at Bristol, so there is that possibility. You never know, but we do have 21 cars in the field tonight, and these guys are going to be chomping at the bit, so to speak, to prove that they are the fastest one around. And in this car, what do you think? What do you think this car's chances are here at Bristol in terms of grip?
Well, it's about as grippy really as anything else that we can think of here. I mean, this car a little bit stiffer, so it's going to bounce around a little bit more on corner exit than you know, we have the Gen 6 car with the Expandio truck. But with the wide tires, you know, you can get a good amount of grip. You just don't want to overdrive it. You know, it feels like you got a lot more grip here than you actually do in the long run. So just keep that thing cool. You want to keep these tire temps cool. You want to keep the brakes as cool as possible. Try and keep that equipment alive as long as you possibly can.
Sounds good, and we're going to go ahead and get things started here very soon. Only one more set of turns before we light these fires here at Bristol, folks, so be sure to get excited with me. Get on the edge of your seats, and we are going to see some action. There goes the pace car. Here we go with Dalton and Lewis out on the front line. We are go, go, go here on Grid Vision.
Up the hill a little bit goes the 27 machine of Dalton. Got a little tight coming into turn one, maybe bottomed out a little bit, but up to the lead already. Justin Lewis in the 7 machine.
Michael Matta is in second. Dalton back into third. Justin Lewis goes ahead and shoots ahead. Oh, side by side right now. Matta and Dalton for second. Matta's going to go ahead and find the speed, though, on the outside line. He's going to go ahead and he's going to have the lead by a little bit. Ooh!
Oh, 3 wide up at the front. Lap car in the middle. That's Adam Gladfelter. He's going to fall back here. He started from the pits, trying to keep that car out of trouble to start out. Almost got hairy for him to start it off, though. Up to the lead comes Michael Matta. And also, we have problems. The 27 machine of Dalton got a black flag for a jump on the restart, and he didn't get it. A little bit of a scoring glitch there, but it looks like the race control is going to get him cleared up so he doesn't have to worry about coming down and taking the penalty for that. So a lifesaver for the 27 Trevor Dalton already. But up the lead now, it's Michael Matta looking to the outside, trying to get past the lap car of Chris Cornett. Last week's winner also opted to start from pit road. Down to the bottom comes Michael Matta, and he's going to clear him into 3. Noticed
that last week's winner was on pit road when the race started. It was an interesting choice. We had a couple of cars make that call, and it's going to be an uphill climb for them. Even with a short racetrack, I guess they're counting, hooking on the idea that we'll have some yellow flags here that'll work in their favor. Side by side right now for second, though. Back a step. It's Dalton and Lewis, the 27 and the 7, very close to each other, just about getting into it. The 7 falls back, though. Trevor Dalton goes up into second place, side by side with Matta for first.
Right now, and you can see it. What Lewis is trying to do is keep those tires cool. You see him staying low all the way around the track, even on his corner exit, not really putting a whole lot of throttle down to chase the thing up to the wall. And that's going to work for him in the long run. As you see Matta now cycle back down to the bottom to try and get by the 27 machine, but Dalton gets a great run out of 1 and 2 to clear himself and pull a little bit of an advantage into 3.
Just some amazing braking I want to call out from Justin Lewis there. He's making the most of these turns, but he's avoiding getting up into Michael Matta. He's avoiding getting back into the nose of Maxwell Caldwell. These cars are all working as rivals, but I got to say that the buffer that they're giving each other is just enough to avoid any really serious contact or spinning in a track where any amount of little touch can really lead to someone just going down to the inside or slamming up into the outside wall. Really good use of the track there from Justin Lewis, as Trevor Dalton now has a bit of a gap forming between him and Michael Matta.
We got spinning. 3 machine of Wagner. Got Lewis coming out of the corner, saves it, no caution, but quick spin for the 3 machine. Going to put him behind the 8 ball to start this thing off.
Oh, yeah, we're still going green, though. Surprisingly, you know, that spin was not quite enough to come out as something for the guys to throw the flag on. So we're going to keep going around here. Lap 12 out of 200 right now. Dalton's got a hell of a lead.
Yeah, Dalton right now going out here, sending it as hard as he can, trying to get an advantage. I just feel like it's going to creep back and bite him before too long, though. Anytime I've ever seen somebody go out and get a huge lead starting out here at Bristol, it ends up being problematic. As you see the 27 machine trying to get past the 88 of Cornette here. Cornette running up against the fence here through the corner. Dalton desperately trying to lap that 88 machine, trying to put a buffer between him and second place.
Yeah, getting around Cornette, though, as we know, is going to be, it could be very difficult here. Cornette dominated last week, or he came through, actually. Most of the last week was led by Andrew Peleschi, actually. I believe he led the most laps out of last week's race. But Cornette, still a racer that managed to pull off the victory. So he's going to want to go for the 2 here. But with starting from the pits and already falling a lap back to the 27, it's going to be tough. Let's look at the battle for second, though. Here is the 7 and the 16 are very close to each other and still putting in the battle that we've been seeing. Lewis made the pass, actually, for second place there, and he takes it away from Michael Matta.
Yeah, right now you can already see where Lewis's tire saving is starting to come into effect. Gets past that 16 machine of Matta with relative ease, and you can already see him starting to close in here on your leaders. As you look at Caldwell right now, going at it here in 3rd place. And oh no, the 16 machine is around.
Up. There's a
and heavy contact. Carlos Steele gets in a Merkel as well.
Not good, not good. Let's see what happened here. 16 up high.
A little help there.
Yeah, he did. 15 around. Here comes the 91. Ooh. Big slide. Ooh, wow. Hot tires, but what a save from Corolla Steel.
It looked like the 58 machine of Lowe just sends it way deep into turn 3. And Matta not expecting it. And around, backed up into the fence he goes, and a couple hopeless bystanders get caught up in it. You see Theo trying to get by there, loops it a little bit, locks it down, though, keeps the car to the bottom of the track. I got to give Matta props, though, because he got sideways going in the corner there and just held the brakes up against the wall, let everybody go by him without causing too much trouble.
It's all you really can do. Hold the brakes and really just hope that you're just enough out of the way that people are going to be able to see what's coming. And that's what happened. Couple of cars down pit road getting fixes here, but mostly everybody's still out there. Lap 21 out of 200. Looks like they're going to get things lined up. Right now, Trevor Dalton and Justin Lewis are still out there in the front. They've traded places in terms of where they started the race right now and where they're running. Justin Lewis, after making the pass there, managed to pull off second place. There was a good gap forming, though, between Trevor Dalton and just about everybody else on the track. He was really driving all four of them right off the car very hard, and I'm wondering when that fall off is going to start to bite him in the butt. But I guess when we're going to have to see now is everybody's tires are going to be a little bit cooler than they were just a few minutes ago.
You're definitely going to see that fall off. I mean, we were seeing it starting to approach real fast towards the end of that run. That 7 machine of Lewis was wicked fast compared to the rest of the cars around him. And it's just from him saving tires on that low lane. And I think with everybody in the same set here, you're going to see just about the same thing here.
All right.
Let's see. Last lap for Caldwell was a 15.3. And the last lap for Lewis was a 15.1. Was at pace, that is.
Yeah. Those are good numbers at pace, but that fall off is definitely already evident. Here we go. Green, green, green. The flag is now green. We are going yet again here on Grid Vision.
That was a great launch there for the 27 machine, but here comes Justin Lewis right up to the back bumper, down the back straightaway, now to the bottom of the track into 3 and 4. The battle for the lead is on. Trevor Dalton going to use the outside line to carry the momentum down the front straightaway. Lewis going to keep peeking down to the bottom, not trying to break the rhythm he's had since the green flag came out in that 7 machine. But for now, it's going to be the 27 with the advantage.
Still holding on to about a car length and a half, almost 2 cars now. Trevor Dalton moving ahead, still using that middle line. It looks like these drivers have got their lines picked out and they're just using them to their best of their abilities to try to see. They're just directly competing these 2 lines against each other, and it seems like Trevor Dalton's line is a harder driving one. It's giving him more distance. He's just winning car length, just inching out inch by inch every turn here. It looks like he's gaining some ground, or giving ground away between himself and Justin Lewis, bit by bit by bit.
Yeah, just the longer he stays up there, the more he's going to burn them tires off. But at this point, he can't go down to the bottom. Once you get the heat built up in these Goodyears, getting down to that inside line and making it work here at Bristol, it just feels absolutely impossible. And right now, we just saw the battle happening a little bit ago between Curtis Sauber and Adam Lowe. Curtis Sauber going to take over the 4th spot from the 58 machine of Lowe. So the 12 machine starting to work his way here towards the front as we close in on lap 30.
Here the sun is setting at the last great Coliseum. You can see that beautiful golden hue as Trevor Dalton's out in front. But let's look back a little bit. This is Corolla Steel right now, the 1 and the 77, very close to each other right now. A line of 4 cars here, the 1, the 77, Jacob Zala in the 25, and Todd Merkel in the 2 are a nice little pack of 4. It looks like Merkel's down to the inside, trying to make potentially set up a pass, but I don't think that he's got the speed right now. They're all just kind of lined up working together at the moment. Or, well, not really working together, you know what I mean. Kind of trying to get around each other. As high to the outside goes Josh Yarborough.
Trevor Dalton with a decent advantage right now over second place again. Setting some pretty scrappy lap times too. 15 flats for him, 15 ones from Justin Lewis in second.
Deal just getting a little bit loose there, and let's see if he's still got the tires under him. He's very close to the wall. Let's see, potentially, yeah, he's got a lot of responsibility as to lead this little pack here. Behind him, though, it's a 2-wide battle with Todd Merkel and Jacob Zala.
Jacob Zala! Oh, and hard into the inside wall. That's probably going to be a tow link for the 25 machine.
Oh, he's begging for the yellow to come out, and it's just not happening. Everybody sees it behind him. They give just a little bit of space, and Jacob Zala's back out on the track without the yellow flag, but he's definitely worse for the wear. We're going to be seeing that car probably falling off here before anybody else, as he is already getting chased down a little bit by some of the cars behind him.
So I got a question for you, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that 01 machine has a good feel for the track?
I do. I think he's. Yeah. You've got me. You win. I applaud you, sir. You completely dumbfounded me on that one. That was just too. It was too perfect. You bump set spike that so well.
Everything good? It sounds like something is the motto.
Oh no, all these puns really hurt.
All right, we gotta get back to it before we get fired.
We're gonna get fired. Yep. Okay.
Up at the front of the pack, though, right now, Trevor Dalton still with a decent lead, 0.9 of a second separating him from Justin Lewis as we ride. Well, we're riding on board with Merkel a little bit further in the pack. Right now, everybody kind of single filed out as we see the 58 machine go to prove me wrong. Low, looking low on the 12 of Soberin right now. Soberin been pretty committed to that outside line, and it looks like it's starting to come back to bite him here as you see Adam Lowe sent down to the bottom here into the corner. Neck and neck, and it looks like Lowe's going to take the position. Move him up to P4.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The 58 Colombo Properties car moves up to the 4th place spot. 3 up from where he started tonight's race. He's still a little ways behind Maxwell Caldwell, as he's going to have and there's a lap car between the two of them. I think the serial killer himself, Drew Coons, is there between the two cars. So Maxwell Caldwell is not the most worries there, but it looks like Drew Coons is going to get up and out of the way potentially. No! Oh, he's going to be very close there to Adam Lowe. And Lowe makes the pass on Coons. Coons goes ahead and cycles back a little bit and gives him just enough room to make the pass. He's going to have to give that to a few more cars now as we see Drew the serial killer Coons up high on the outside. 3 wide now. Ooh, that was close. That was close. A lot of action here further back.
The side by side here, the 8 machine. Johnson diving it down to the inside of Stout here through 3 and 4. Making up some pretty good time on the inside line. Eric Johnson trying to take away the spot out of turn 2. Going to be able to clear him. Not quite. The 23 going to hang on to the quarter panel coming down into turns 3 and 4. But not going to be able to keep up in 3 and 4. Johnson's going to take the spot. You see Chris Cornett down on the bottom. That caution was a lifesaver for the 88 machine.
Oof. Very close. As Johnson makes the pass on Michael Matta. Excuse me. Michael Matta there. Although Matta is a lap down, so that pass was not for place, but still it's a matter of getting around him now here at Bristol, as we're starting to see some of these guys get into the lap cars a little bit more as they're cycling through the back end of the first pack here, or of the first lap pack.
Another thing these drivers need to really keep their eye on too is the ever-changing track conditions here. We started this thing off in a decent amount of sunlight. We're sitting at about 76 degrees for the ambient temp. We have had the ambient temp already drop 2 degrees. We're down now to 74 degrees, meaning the track surface, this concrete's so reactive to the ambient temperature is working its way down too. The track surface is now down to 81 degrees Fahrenheit, which is going to open up different lanes, make different things work, and make these cars handle drastically different because these Cup cars are so temperature sensitive compared to anything else.
Speaking of, we're making different lanes work right now. Let's look at the 57 of James Nelson. Nelson high on the outside of Joshua Yarbrough, making the pass. Yarbrough down on the inside, not able to defend against Nelson. Nelson makes that pass nice and clean. He's still hanging around the 12, though, which is now his next challenge of Soberin.
Nelson running a pretty good, quiet race right now, working himself up to the 7th spot in that 57 machine, now peeking down to the inside, and Soberin's just been falling back since about 10 laps after that restart. Just ran a little too aggressive on these tires to start out the run up there on that outside line, and he's paying the price for it here. You see the 57 machine work himself down to the bottom here through 3 and 4. Sorry, that was 1 and 2. But up at the top through 3 and 4, just struggling to find the advantage to get past that 12 machine right now. And we got a yellow.
Oh. That might be a Luke Wagner, the name I've got involved right now with that potentially.
Oh yeah, I think you might be right.
Whoa! He's trying to get off the track there.
Can't get anything past you, can we, Joe?
No, I would catch it immediately if you tried.
Calling you Hawkeye. Oh, That's a classic Bristol incident. Slides up the bottom of the track thinking you're clear, and that car on your outside just barely has a nose on you, and it hooks you right into the wall.
Yeah, let's do
He
that
sends
again.
it down. He's clear
angle.
there, but by the time...
Oh, the Jumbotron.
Jumbotron inside.
See, there's your problem. The Jumbotron's blocking his view. He can't see anything.
That's a classic Bristol incident. You know, we've had that for as long as we've had Bristol here on iRacing. People using that inside line. Some guys working on that top line. You come out of the corner. You think you're clear. By the time you finally get up against the wall, there's a car there.
There's a car there. And folks, we're going to take a quick little commercial break. And when we get back, more laps around Bristol. So stay tuned for more here on Grid Vision.
Proudly offered top-tier liveries that showcase your unique style on the racetrack. Elevate your iRacing experience today with a stunning custom design that truly represents who you are and your passion for racing.
Hey folks, welcome back to the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. It's me, Joe LaCastro, with Sheldon Atkins and Austin Derbyshire. We're bringing you some more laps around Bristol. We've gone through 61 of them, and we've got about another $140 to go, something like that, a little less than that. And we're glad to have you here for it. In just a little bit, the pace car will be off. We'll be getting things kicked off again, and we're looking forward to it, as I'm sure Maxwell Caldwell and Curtis Sauberin are, who are currently on the front line getting ready to kick things off. Behind them, Josh Yarborough, James Nelson, and Ronnie Hurst in your top five. There goes the pace car. Here we go, looking for the green flag. Wait for it, and there it is. We are green yet again.
Everything clean. Everything clean here through 1 and 2.
Oh!
Caldwell, you're like, oh, we got a wreck. I spoke too soon.
We got a wreck about as soon as you said the words everything clean. I saw behind that things were unfortunately not. There was a heavy slam into the outside wall. Let's see if we can take a look and pinpoint exactly the moment that that went straight to hell. That was unfortunate. Ooh, the one.
And Corolla Steele sends it down in turn 1, gets all over the back bumper, the 22 machine of Ronnie Hurst, and once he gets Hurst sideways, it shoots the 01 machine sideways down into the track and collects a couple more cars. The 2 machine of Merkel. Once again, just gets caught up into some bad luck. 3 of Wagoner gets in it, and Justin Lewis should definitely avoid running the lottery this week, because I'm pretty sure he just deposited all of it, or withdrew all of his luck in the bank.
Yeah, definitely. Let's watch this avoidance here. There's Steele right ahead of him. Big avoid. Big avoid. Wow. Yep. Your lottery tickets are useless now, bud.
Yeah, that right there for Lewis as what we refer to as a code brown on the pucker scale.
I understand. Yeah. Whoo. That's a clincher. That was freaky. But we're going around again, and we got another couple of laps to go back here on the yellows. Now, you know, we've had a pretty good race so far in terms of yellows at Bristol, my man. I think that we've had a fair number, like legitimately the word fair as in a fair number of yellows, not too many, not expectedly too few, but just about the right number. And we've had some green flag runs that have been genuinely exciting to watch. So this has been a good one so far here, I gotta say. Even though we're just a quarter of the way in, I got a good feeling about the mojo of the night.
Been a pretty good race so far. Kind of in a caution scenario right now, though. But you know, you get that with Bristol. I mean, it's one of the most difficult tracks to really get around. You know, like some of the short tracks, you get a lot of cautions, and there's no excuse for it, right? Like Martinsville, I don't see there's an excuse for all the cautions you get at Martinsville. Same thing goes for Richmond and Iowa when that turns into a chaos fest. But Bristol, you got a tangible reason because there's only so much track when you come out of the corners. And, you know, you got cars running every line possible here. So Bristol always give a little bit of a benefit of the doubt, too. But right now, on the front of the field, it's going to be the 94 machine of Max Caldwell with Sauber into his inside in the 12 machine.
And just behind them, Yarborough, Nelson, and Zala making his way back up. Here we go. Green, green, green. Maxwell Caldwell with a pretty good jump from the line. Sauber in there down on the inside. Caldwell's going to come down to the inside to go ahead and lead that secondary line there. And it looks like we're going to make it around, potentially all the way into 3 and 4 right now. They go. And we've done
Caldwell could be one of those guys, too, that makes a great spoiler up here at the front. Was running very consistent, fast laps on the bottom on the first run of the race. Now he's got clean air. That 94 machine could be very difficult for these guys to find a way by. As you see the 12 machine of Sovereign going up to the outside here. Same thing we saw earlier. Great short run pace out of that 12 machine, but the question is going to be, is he able to make that tangible in the long run? So we got a wreck down the back straightaway. A couple cars. Lewis up into the wall. Chris Cornett all over the back bumper of the 7 machine. No caution, though. Oh, and there it is.
That was interesting. Did Lewis... Did he hit the brakes after he got hit? I guess so. Let's take a look and see what happens here.
27 machine of Dalton go down to the inside. He's got Zoll at his inside as well. Lewis just gets snapped loose in the center of the corner. Heavy contact with the 58 machine of Low, and Chris Cornett just kind of sends him around the track on the outside.
And then he parks it. Let's see it from Justin Lewis's POV.
Wondering if maybe he bottomed out a little bit there. There's a little bit of a bump there in the center of 1 and 2. Just heavy contact. See the damage to Cornett. See the wheel all the way to the left, car not turning with it. Toe link damage for the 88 of Chris Cornett. We're on board with Lewis again here. Now on board with Cornett. Yeah, that's going to be a fast repair if he's got one left on the box. If not, that's probably going to be the race for the 88.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's not a wheel that you can drive with.
No.
Ooh.
No, and with as much tire wear as you have at Bristol, especially on that right front, having that right front tire knocked out askew like that, that's going to pretty much cord and chew that Goodyear Eagle right out from underneath you.
As the lights are still on in the pace car, we are still at least 2 to go here at Bristol. 73 out of 200, folks. Thank you for joining us again for the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. We really enjoy running this league so far, and having you folks along for the ride has been a blast. So whether you're new to joining us, you've been watching the whole thing so far, it's nice to have you along. Very shortly here. Oh, I think lights are going to be off in the next lap or so, and we'll see.
Good news is the lighting at the track is turned on here.
Yeah, it's true. The sun has officially set on the track, so we can't see any more of that beautiful Bristol action. at least any of you with that beautiful solar action here at Bristol, I should say. But the lights are off on the pace car, which means that we're going to get going here very soon, and the track lights are on. So let's see what happens. Going into 3 and 4. Pace car is going to find his way off. Here we have the leaders, Caldwell, Sovereign. Green, 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 he says, which means we are go yet again. Caldwell, Nelson, and Sovereign leading things off here.
And a good clean launch again for Caldwell. Going to get down to the bottom here and maintain the lead as we look at the Hornets nest a little bit further back. A bunch of cars side by side here in the midsection of the pack. Clean 3-car breakaway at the front, though. So you see down to the inside of the 27 machine of Dalton trying to get back up to the lead where he pretty much ran the first third of this race in the 27 machine. You saw him get past Yarborough there for 4th place.
Yes, sir. We got some side-by-sides here. Corolla Steel just ahead of a little bit of action as well.
Down behind the inside here. This is battle for 3rd. Here comes the 27 machine of Dalton to the inside of the 57. Up into the fence goes Nelson, a little bit out of turn 2. It's going to give the spot to the 27 of Dalton, now trying to get himself to the back bumper, Sovereign.
See if he can. All right, I think he's just about got the pass here. Dalton, side by side with Sovereign. Has the speed down the inside.
Yep, he's got him out of turn 4, and now up to 2nd place. Goes the 27 of Dalton. And with as fast as he's carved through this field here in this restart, I don't think it's going to be too long before he gets to the back bumper of the 94 machine of Caldwell to make it a race for the lead.
Let's see. Yep.
Oh, contacting around into turn 1. Up to the fence, and around goes Cornette on the inside.
Cornette, another name, another time around in the situation list, or the list of cars involved in the situation. That's the 2nd time in a row for Chris Cornette there. There he goes down into the pack.
He's going to go around because he's trying to avoid the incident that just happened in front of him.
Let's see here. Let's step into the Wayback Machine and see if we can pinpoint where it all went wrong.
Up there in front, you got one car up against the wall. Cornette checks up, gives a little too much brake, snaps the car around. That's what causes the caution, though. It was the 88 machine coming around the incident with a couple cars up on the wall. Not necessarily what through the yellows. We take a look at the 23 machine who took a wall ride here. Corolla Steel just gets down to the inside of the 23, kind of punts him out of the way, sends him up into the fence. And that triggers a chain reaction that sends the 88 around.
Back to live here. What a mess for the 88.
Definitely not the night that last week's winner was hoping for here at Bristol.
No, but it's not necessarily something that he can't, work with, maybe? You still got over 100 laps to go.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time left, but you don't want to put yourself too far behind the 8 ball, especially here at Bristol, because once you get back there in traffic, things can happen, and that's what you're seeing right now for the 88.
True that. All right, folks, the lights are out in the pace car. You know what that means. That means that the next time it comes around, we're going to have, instead of the yellow flag, you're going to see a green one. And that means that we are going to be green yet again. But Right now, we're on lap 85 of 200, and we're getting ready to kick things off again. Hopefully, we'll be able to make it. Let's make it to triple digits on this run, boys. Let's see if we can keep it clean most of that time. As the pace car comes around through 3 and 4, getting ready to see things off here. Maxwell Caldwell and Trevor Dalton now out of the front with Eric Johnson and Josh Yarborough 1 row behind. There goes the pace car, looking for it right now. Boom, we are green yet again as Maxwell Caldwell again with the leap off the line. Looking good.
Caldwell with a really good restart, but he's going to have his hands full because that 27 machine of Trevor Dalton has been so fast here on this run. Right now, Caldwell with the advantage, side by side now for third. Here comes the 8 machine of Eric Johnson trying to get the inside of Yarborough. Now the back straightaway, Yarborough with the advantage down into 3. Here comes the 8 again. Trying to take a swipe at it. Just a drag race between these two around here. But Eric given maybe a little too much room there. Hurting himself on the momentum. Going to lose a little bit of time here. Going to fall back in line behind Yarborough as the Cinnamon Toast Crunch machine rides the fence here. That's Drew Kuhn in the 21.
Ooh, not a good look. Not a good place to be, but at least he didn't have anybody too close. That was going to cause too much trouble. Drew Kuhn now down to 19th, down 3 from where he started. Still on the lead lap, as everybody else is here. He is the only car that apparently is a few laps down right now is Mark Kazin, who I think might be, is he out of the race? I'm not sure.
That's a hard hit to the outside wall for the 21 machine. Went bound for the lead. Here comes the 27 to Dalton down to the inside of Caldwell. And the caution comes out. Which one had the lead when the yellow flew?
That's a good question. I was just switching over to have a look at the lead, and I missed exactly what caused the yellow. So we'll take a look, and we'll time it out. See who was in the lead there. There's the battle right now. There's the pass. Dalton had it.
Keep the lead here. Just barely able to be in front right before they hit the scoring loop.
Well,
21 machine, heavy damage, and car snaps around on him.
Unfortunate. Oh, look at that. Yeah. That sucks. Here we got the view. Yeah, that's not necessarily the best racecraft to do that with your racing wheel.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Now let's see, 93 of 200. We almost made it. We're 7 shy of the 100 mark, and once we get there, we will be ready to count down the last 100 laps. But before we get there, let's have a quick word. We're gonna read a little word about one of our sponsors, Pinnacle Wraps. Right now, Pinnacle Wraps, folks, is the official custom car wrap provider for DV8 Racing League. With hundreds of eye-popping wraps already under their belt, Pinnacle continues to deliver the amazing custom best deliveries that you will ever find on iRacing. So don't settle for the same old downloads you get from the web. Drive Pinnacle, because when you drive Pinnacle, you drive distinction. Facebook.com/ePinnacleWraps. Once again, Facebook.com/ePinnacleWraps. Look at these gorgeous car wraps. I wonder if any of these are Pinnacle wraps. These are the official sponsor. I'm going to have to find out. I might have to ask the organizers here if they can point out some Pinnacle wraps for us, because I love the liveries that we got racing here every week. The lights are off in the pace car. We're going to get things going here very soon. The Slurpee livery out in front, looking slick. And they're going through 3 and 4. Once they're done with that, the pace car will be off, and it will be on. It'll be Trevor Dalton and Eric Johnson leading things off here. Looking for the restart zone now. Green, green, green. There goes Dalton. Zoom out to the front. Johnson just not able to keep pace here as Lewis makes the pass on Johnson just high on the outside. Can he hold on to it? Yes, he does. Johnson slides in behind Lewis, and now it's Trevor Dalton and Justin Lewis leading things here at Bristol.
Now Dalton's like himself back up to the lead. It's going to be difficult for the rest of these guys, but Justin Lewis working his way back up to the front too, up into the second spot here after that last cycle of cautions. A bit of an up and down night for Justin Lewis. Going to be interesting to see what he's capable of here if we can get a long run hammered in here. See the 57 machine of James Nelson trying to make work up there on that outside line. Gets past the 58 of Adam Lowe. Now cycling up to the back bumper, the 16 machine of Michael Matta. Michael going to take the lane from him here.
Ooh, 94, Maxwell Caldwell, down on the inside. He's down a few spots from where he started this race now. After having fallen down after this restart, it looks like Caldwell's had some serious trouble getting a good head of steam back.
Pit there under yellow to get 4 fresh tires on it, put him on an off cycle to the race leader now. Trevor Dalton knew that he wasn't keeping up with him on the same stuff. Now he's up to the back bumper, the 44 machine of Adam Gladfelter. Also, Chris Cornett working his way back up into the lead lap through the attrition of this race. 88 machine back up 7th. There's a big slide in front of him. The 12 machine of Curtis Sovereign almost loses it coming out of turn 4, and the wall is just nice enough to prop him back up and set him on his way.
Gotta thank that wall every once in a while, man. You gotta thank that wall. Lap 103 of 200. We've crossed the line now. We are down to double digits in counting, or triple if you're counting it up. So let's keep on going here as we are halfway at Bristol on the J&M Monday Night Cup Series. J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series.
We're now with an 0.8 of a second advantage again. Dalton trying to walk away from this field here. As we look right now, as a battle starts to wage on between the 25 machine of Zala and Curtis Sovereign. Zala kind of tagging the fence in the center of the corner here, lap after lap. A very Coke Series maneuver we're seeing from the 25 machine.
Oh, yeah? Ooh.
Yeah, those guys like to push as many limits as they can.
Gotcha. Much to the benefit of their championship standings, I'm sure.
These all starting to move down the track a little bit here, trying to cover that bottom line. The Cornett charging pretty quick up there against the paint. Both ends of the speedway here.
Down to the inside. Ooh, Cornett cam right now on the 88. Here we are on the hood, watching him as he goes around just behind. Who's he right behind there? Looks like that was
Sala in front of him, and he's got
whoa!
Caldwell almost sends Cornett to an early grave there.
Yeah, just about. If he had managed to slap the back end of that car, he would have sent him spinning. That was a massive move. A huge fallback too, as he goes back 2 cars. And now Maxwell Caldwell, the 94, is in 9th place.
As he just catches the transition of the banking to the flat at a weird angle. Now Cornett all over the back bumper. Sala gives him a punt coming into turn 1. Down the back straightaway to the inside. Down into 3 and 4. And Cornett going to send it and make it stick. The 88 machine moving up, taking over the 4th spot.
Yes, he did. That 88 machine of Chris Cornett is making waves right now. Up 9 from where he started. Doing really good right now here at the midpoint of tonight's race. Also doing very well, Corolla Steele. Despite getting almost wrecked a couple of times tonight and dodging and, in fact, getting spun, I think, getting involved in at least one of them, Corollas is up 7 from where he started.
I think Zala may have done some kind of damage underneath the car because he is basically thrown out a parachute to the rest of the field here as he is quickly getting devoured by the rest of the traffic. Lap ago, he was in 5th. Now he's dropped down to 7th and potentially going to fall all the way back to 9th here before it's all said and done.
Ouch. Falling back that far would make me want to check and see what is going on with the car. Nelson, we're looking at right now, 57 of Nelson, down to the inside. Can't he defend his spot?
It's going to be tricky.
Yes.
You saw the 77 machine Yarborough try to send it around the outside. He sees an extra lane to the 25. Going to try and maybe thread up against the wall. That could be a risky situation, though.
That's true. Very risky
Yarborough
here, especially.
Yeah, we're going to play it smart, though. Send down to the bottom of the track. Just follow the 57 through if it works.
Not a bad idea. Yep, follow him through if it works. That's a great strategy in this kind of race. You've got a few options that'll work. Some are faster than others, but you gotta try the fastest one that you see. If someone else is doing
all the
it,
way up against the fence. Here comes the 57 machine. Not able to get the momentum, though. Tags the wall on the exit of 4. Loses a little bit of momentum. Sends it up against the fence again in 1 and 2. But not able to carry the momentum. Now he's going to fall into the clutches of Yarborough. Here comes Yarborough to the inside.
And it looks like we've had a little bit of blinking potentially too. Some disappearing acts.
Everybody's got a little touch of Houdini in him these days.
It seems like it. But that is going to take a few people out of the running if it keeps up. And that would be unfortunate. Looks like we did lose Joshua Stout, unfortunately. He is out of the race at this point. Or at least disconnected. He might be back, who knows? Coming around. 1, 2, 3 right now of 200. Well, 1, 2, 4 right after I said it. Again, short laps here in Bristol. Keeps things moving.
Look up the back bumper. Zala to Yarborough. Zala doing a great job maintaining, but Yarborough gets a good run through 1, 2, but it's not able to connect it on the corner exit. Zala's going to be able to hang on for now. That 77 machine Yarborough just a good deal faster than that 25, just not able to seal the deal and make the passes. You see the 57 machine work himself up the hill here, trying to get the momentum to maybe get to the quarter panel of Zala and slow him down. And oh, Zala disappearing again.
Oof, not good, not good, not good. Ooh, into the wall now. Ooh, high up into the wall goes Jacob Zala. Oh, no. And he's down into the middle of the track, unfortunately, just long enough and just slow enough that they're going to throw another yellow flag here at Bristol.
Did his wheel come unplugged? Looks like his wheel came unplugged. He goes straight coming into the corner. The throttle absolutely pinned to the board, too. Jacob Zala with some kind of a wheel issue here.
Yep, he just confirmed that his wheel just disconnected. What a shame. Oh, man.
Terrible.
And that was my guy. I gave him the commentator curse.
You just broke that man's wheel.
You got me there. And with that, folks, we're going to take a little commercial break here on lap 126 of 200, 129 of 200, excuse me. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back with the J&M Group Monday Night.
Proudly offered top-tier liveries that showcase your unique style on the racetrack. Elevate your iRacing experience today with a stunning custom design that truly represents who you are and your passion for racing.
Hey, folks, welcome back to the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. It's me, Jolo, up in the booth with Sheldon Atkins and Austin Derbyshire, and we're back on lap 132 of 200 here. Just in time to call the start of the next yellow flag. Let's see what happened. Michael Matta, what's the story? Sounds like Eric Johnson got a little loose, potentially. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Eric Johnson loose. Oh, wow. And then here comes the 22 of Ronnie Hurst. Super hard up into the 16 of Michael Matta. Not good. Not good. So, let's see this from Eric Johnson's point of view. Johnson, ooh, just snaps loose. Bristol just comes up and bites really hard, and then Ronnie Hurst slamming directly into Michael Matta there. Just an ugly 1-2 punch, unfortunately, for the cars involved. I guess it was more 1-2-3 because there were 3 cars there, and oh, look at that! Wow, just T-boned.
That's just telltale with this next gen car, you know. Coming out of the corners, these things just want to snap sometimes. You've got a little too much will into it, a little too much throttle. That is exemplified here by the elevation changes that Bristol is known for. You know, a little bit of fall off coming out of the corner onto the straightaway. Straightaway just about flat. And corners with this steep, gradual banking from top to bottom. Really set yourself up for some interesting moments, especially with this car that's so on edge every second of every lap.
And while we're here on yellow, it looks like Jacob Zala has put the car in the truck for the rest of the night. So my pick is out. He had a rough one. He had a rough night. Lots of bumping and grinding there. And it left his car pretty beat up by the end of that. So get some rest this week, Jacob, and we'll see you back on the track very soon, we hope.
It's been a pretty rough start to the season for Jacob. Not able to really get out there and get the results he was looking for. Coming off a great finish last week at Pocono. Felt like it was going to be a positive note for the rest of the season to follow suit in. And unfortunately, hardware difficulties going to be the snake that bites him here tonight at Bristol.
Yes, sir, you're right. There goes the... And the lights are off on the pace car. There go the lights. The lights are on here at Bristol. You can see how beautiful it looks here with all these spotlights down on the track. It's a completely different atmosphere than just a little while ago when the sun was setting. Pace car is going to be off right now. We're coming through 3 and 4. We're going to be seeing Trevor Dalton and Justin Lewis kick things off here very soon. They're looking for the restart zone. Here we go. And we are green yet again here on Grid Vision.
Good clean launch for Trevor Dalton. Going to get nice and clear, come through 1 and 2. Car length and a half advantage between him and Justin Lewis in second place. So look at Caldwell trying to make up some quick spots here. Goes around the outside of Corrales. Theo now dives down to the inside of Chris Cornett into turn 1. Great move there, but Cornett going to use the outside line momentum to carry him down the back straightaway, but the 94 machine isn't done yet. Keeps it down to the bottom and trying to keep it pinned up so he can get to the back bumper of that 88 machine and make a pass. Now Caldwell cycles to the top. Just try and maintain. Just look a little bit further back. Merkel. Oh, with the 44 machine all over his back bumper. Gladfelter almost lifts the back tires up on the 2 machine coming out of the corner. And a 77 machine of Yarborough trying to make up some spots here on the outside as well. Sitting in 6th spot right now, leading the 8 machine.
Go. Watch this. Justin Lewis making the pass here from the front.
And Lewis goes around the outside.
Quite the pass. Let's watch that again quick in the Wayback Machine. It wasn't too long ago. But let's watch this pass here. High on the outside. Justin Lewis has the momentum. Just about uses the outside wall to make sure he can get that pass and keep that momentum. But there he goes.
That's the first time we've seen that 7 machine of Lewis cycle to the outside at any point during the race tonight. So maybe a little too much sand for the 7 machine, but he knows it's crunch time. You know, he knows that we're under 60 laps to go here at Bristol. Time flies. at this track. And if it becomes, you know, a matter of cautions and attrition, he wants to have that advantage because he knows how important it is.
That's right. That's right. Lap 145 right now. Oh, some bouncing off the wall we go. Right now looking at Eric Johnson right now on the outside of Yarborough.
That's why he wants the lead so bad, because it is a log jam of cars here around the 8th spot on back. Trevor Dalton trying to get it back. Got to the back bumper there. So look at the 57 machine trying to make the inside line work, but now Trevor Dalton hounding the back bumper of Justin Lewis, trying to force him into making a mistake. Justin Lewis hasn't really ran this outside line, so it is possible.
It is. But I got a feeling that he's going to make it look more possible. Let's see here. Right now, Trevor Dalton very, very close to Justin Lewis. Eyes on the situation. I think that he's signaling to make a pass on the inside pretty much whenever he really wants to. Let's see what happens.
He's got to be able to have the momentum, though. That outside line is carrying that 7 machine so far. Dalton just trying to stay low, try to save a little bit of tire potentially, and also avoid a little bit of the arrow wash of the 7 machine. Not going to be able to pass him or make him make a mistake if you run right up on the rear bumper. Or be able to capitalize for a mistake. Sorry, as you see the 7 tag the fence a little bit.
It's a solid tag right there. Very good hit. But Justin Lewis doesn't seem to be any worse for the wear right now. Ooh, another good tag. He's bouncing off the wall. Quite a good deal right now. So let's see. Behind him, Justin Lewis. Trevor Dalton in second. Still signaling down to the inside like, hey, this is where I'm going to be potentially. Just watch out. You know, give me some room. But I don't think that Lewis is going to let him have anything.
Oh, Lewis gets loose. A little bit of wheel spin out of the 7 machine. It's going to open up the door for the 27 to make a look to the inside here through 3 and 4. Up to the quarter pound. Not able to make the pass, though. Going to try again here into 1 and 2. Justin Lewis working that outside line, though, using the momentum to his advantage. Going to fly down the back straightaway with an advantage over the 27 machine. This battle is far from over because Dalton is staying competitive with that 7 machine, and I think Dalton's just been a tick quicker than Justin Lewis all night.
And Justin Lewis is finding that out as he is getting hounded.
And these two start racing each other. These two start racing each other really hard, too. Don't count out Chris Cornett in third. You know, he's had a rocky night, to say the least, but he's worked himself back up into position here into the closing stages. That 88 machine, when there's an opportunity to be aggressive, he's typically the one that's not afraid to put the bumper where it likely shouldn't go, but he'll give it a try if he thinks he can walk away with it.
Well, we'll see if the bumper ends up where it doesn't belong. As we are well into the last, now we are into the last quarter of tonight's race. Folks, it's been an exciting one here at Bristol. We've had some ups, we've had some downs, but we've got a lot to thank the J&M Group for. As we're going around, I'm going to do a quick shout out to J&M Group. J&M Group Industrial Services, they're Michigan's premier CNC machine tool service provider. They offer routine maintenance, they offer preventative maintenance, geometry, calibration, machine relocation, and more. With over 80 years of experience, hands-on experience, the state-of-the-art equipment, and quick turnaround times, J&M Group Industrial Services is the best in the biz. Go to www.jmgrp.net for more information about these guys. Once again, www.jmgrp.net for J&M Group.
Look at the 44 machine down to the inside of the 3. Wagner hard into the fence in the center of the corner there. And that's going to give Gladfelter the opportunity to look down the bottom here to 1 and 2. And I think he's going to get him clear this time by. Yes, he does, down the back straightaway. Move Gladfelter up in 9th.
Gladfelter in the 9th, a good spot to be. That's a good number of places up for Gladfelter also. Started in 19th, So just about the bottom of the list, makes his way almost up to the top. One of two of the hardest charges of the night so far, him and Chris Cornett, who's up 11 places in third, excuse me. But that 10th place spot, nothing to sneeze at, and very, very good job, Gladfelter.
Up at the front of the pack, Justin Lewis running slightly faster lap times than Trevor Dalton. A 3:33 that last time by for Lewis, and a 3:87 for Dalton. Cornette just a little bit off compared to them, as you see Dalton or Lewis starting to work his way around the lap traffic, loses a little bit of time there to the 21 machine of Drew Kuhn. That opens the door for Dalton and maybe close a little bit, but Dalton still just a little bit off on that lap time. So the Clean Air working to the advantage of this 7 machine here in the closing stages.
Lap number 168 of 200. Folks, let us know if your pick has already been eliminated from tonight's race. Let us know if you've changed it since the thing started. Definitely fun conversations to be had around that, because we have seen a lot of racing so far. My pick's already out of the race. So, did yours change? You know, how are you feeling about the state of things after so many laps? After, 169 laps, 170 laps.
I'm not going to mention picks right now because me and my commentators curse.
Roger that.
But what I do know is that 7 machine is fast right now. Comes across the line that time with a 15.453 to Trevor Dalton's 15.574. Got quicker last time by. And you're seeing it all on corner exit. You see the 7 machine of Lewis really back up his entry and center and just shoot up off of the corner way better than that 27 machine of Dalton. Starting to fall back a little bit, though. Dalton closing it again.
Yeah.
The last 2 laps have been a 10th in the positive for Trevor Dalton.
Okay. Let's see where things go for him. They're back in the grid running order, so that's a good start.
Dalton just running matched laps, lap after lap. A couple of 5:07s. Consistency, yeah. 2 laps in a row, ran a 15.507. Dalton significantly quicker right now. But Lewis is going to run a 15.507 that time by. These two are just swapping it now.
Just going back. Let's see here. Beat Dalton and Lewis, and then who's that up there? Is that our friend?
Oh, Dalton coming down pit road here.
Oh.
I forgot the 60% fuel cell. Maybe some of these guys are going to be running out.
Oh, yeah. That's not ideal, because we're gonna need some folks coming in for a pit stop, or he had a drive-through. Dalton just did a drive-through. Oh, he had to drive through both lanes as we're at Bristol. Duh. Oh, sorry. Because Bristol is a very small place.
And right now, the one thing that Dalton is praying for is that we don't get a single caution to finish this thing out. The one thing that Lewis is praying for right now is a caution.
Let's see if one of them just come out.
We're on the power right now with a decent advantage. The 7 machine of Justin Lewis. As you see, the 27 machine of Dalton return back to the racing surface here to finish this thing out. 20 laps to go from Bristol.
Just 20 to go. Justin Lewis out there. Lap 180. 81 out of 200. Rewide right now. That's Soberin.
This could be
there.
scary.
57 of Nelson on the inside.
Oh, a little bit of contact. Low slides up into Nelson.
Very close. But I think Lowe realized, hey, I just need to get out of there a little bit. Give him some distance. Don't give up too many spaces, but just give him some distance.
It's going to end up problematic here. So low, working the inside line, trying to get past Nelson and Sobran at the same time. Going to get side by side with Sobran down the back straightaway. He's a good run through 3 and 4 here to get the job done. And Sobran goes up the track, gets up into the gray a little bit, loses the steer on the car. And that's going to give the position to low. And right now, your race leader, Justin Lewis, working his way through lap traffic as he's gotten into the back of the 3 machine of Wagoner, as well as the 77 Yarborough. And Yarborough right in the way. Lewis is going to lose a lot of time here down the backstretch.
Oof, that's going to cost him. Lewis still leading this race, though. Still leading this race, and still a second and change, although that is vast, rapidly dwindling. Still over a second ahead of Maxwell Caldwell, his second placer, right now. So Maxwell's got a long way to go, but every time Justin Lewis has to deal with the lap cars ahead of him, he almost always loses a full guaranteed second of time.
Yeah, Chris Cornett giving up a lot of time right now. It looks like he's trying to save fuel. He's looks like maybe kicking the clutch into the corners. And Caldwell hanging that thing out wide, trying to make up as much time as he possibly can to get caught up to your race leader as Wagoner gets loose in front of him. Now Caldwell has to make his way past these racing lap cars, but it's going to be a little bit cleaner for now as he gets past the 3 machine of Wagoner into the corner, now trying to get underneath of the 77 of Yarborough. I think Caldwell looks like he's good to the end on fuel, as he gets a shot from Corrales Thiel, and Thiel setting down some pretty fast laps. He's going to slide up underneath, try and take the second spot, but he gets loose.
Interesting. And yeah, he's got 20 laps older, or 20 laps better stuff. Maxwell Caldwell does. So he's a very good chance that he will catch the front of the field. He'll catch Justin Lewis here.
It just depends on how it works out for Lewis, though. Because Lewis, and around! Caldwell gets a punt from Corrales Thiel, sends him up into the wall into 1 and 2.
And then a bit of a call out there on the driver radio. Looks like another time potentially just getting driven through here.
See what happened here. I mean, it looked like a little bit of impatience, and it sure was. Moves him right out of the way coming into the corner. Up break for Caldwell.
Sir. Yeah. Tough break for Caldwell, back down to 4th now with a lap 194 of 200, and you're back in 4th right now. It's going to be tough for you to make up that speed unless you've got a rocket under you.
Now Corrales Thiel catching up to the race leader, Justin Lewis. Justin Lewis going to check up here. Coming down pit road, 7 machine not going to be able to make it to the end.
Current leader, Cale Peterson here as we get down to the last 6 laps. The last 4 laps, excuse me. Cale Peterson right now out ahead of Corrales Thiel, Maxwell Caldwell. As we have Chris Cornett is down pit road. Justin Lewis is down pit road. So it's really shaking things up here at the top in the last 5 laps.
I'll tell you what, I didn't even notice Pearson was in position there. That 20 machine sneaking up out of nowhere to take the lead here in the closing stages. I thought it was going to be Corrales Thiel that was in 2nd place.
Me either. I didn't remember seeing Cale Peterson's name anywhere near the top 10. But here it is now. He's up 9 from where he started. He's looking solidly like he's going to be the one leading this race, potentially across the line if he can't get caught by Thiel here.
Pearson runs some pretty good laps. I mean, it's going to be 2 laps to go when we come to the line here. Going to need to be a sizable mistake out of that 20 machine to give the 01 an opportunity to even get into position to make something happen. Across the stripe, white flag is in the air. This is the last time here from Bristol.
All right. You know what that means, folks. Here we go. It's about to be the big finish. Cale Peterson, out in front with Corrales Thiel in 2nd. There's a battle for 3rd going on, though. Maxwell Caldwell just made the pass on Adam Glatfelter, and it's over. Cale Peterson has taken it away with Corrales Thiel in 2nd, Maxwell Caldwell in 3rd.
I didn't know Kale came from, to be honest with you.
I think my brain was still trying to calculate that as he went across the finish line, still trying to do some of the numbers there. Cale Peterson manages to come out and take it away. Quite well done.
I'll
Up
tell you what,
9 from where he started.
I think that is the only car that we didn't see get caught up in anything tonight.
It might have been. That might have been the case for old Cale Peterson there.
I mean, we didn't even mention him. I didn't even know he was in second. Where'd he come from?
I think that was just one of those weird shuffling of the numbers things that happens every once in a while, but Cale Peterson manages to hold on to, after only a couple of laps leading the race, he is tonight's winner. Let's break down the unofficial results here from Bristol. For the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series, Cale Peterson in first place, Carola Steele in second, Maxwell Caldwell in third, Adam Gladfelter in fourth, Eric Johnson in fifth, James Nelson in sixth, Ronnie Hurst in seventh, Curtis Sobern in eighth, Adam Lowe in ninth, and Joshua Yarbrough in 10th.
Bringing home in 11th place is going to be Luke Wagner with Trevor Dalton in 12th. 13th going to Justin Lewis with Chris Cornett in 14th. Bringing home 15th place is going to be Todd Merkel with Drew Kuhn in 16th. Followed by Michael Madden in 17th, Jacob Zala 18th. Then rounding out the top 20 is going to be Joshua Stout and Mark Kazan. And then running out the 21 car field tonight is going to be Terry Litwire.
All right, 21 cars up, 21 cars down. And that was the run from Bristol. We're going to put together a few names here to talk to us and see if we can get some word from how things went down on the track. We're going to have Maxwell Caldwell up in the booth first. Maxwell, can you hear us?
Yeah, I got a copy.
All right. Well, welcome to the booth. Your third place finish was a hard fought one. You were really feeding it the gas there at the end. Tell us a little bit about the end of the race from your point of view, because you were really you were making some pretty good speed there.
Yeah, it was great till I got wrecked.
Yeah, up until that moment.
Yep.
So unfortunately, that wreck did seem like it took the wind out of your sails. Is that something that you're hoping that maybe next time around, next week, are you going to bring that energy back in? Who was it that got into you? Was that the number one, Carola Steele?
Absolutely. But I mean,
okay.
Y'all buy the broadcast. You see it weekly. He's just normally deeper in the pack when he drives into people. So at least if you're going to wreck me, win the race. So, I mean, all in all, had a great strategy. I'll try to shake that off. Like, we had the fuel to make it to the end. I knew the front two guys couldn't. Really, the front three, we were just riding it out. I was set to actually have a great finish at Bristol for once. And then just to get drove into from 2 car lengths back and just get drove in the quarter panel and sent into the fence like it was nothing. I have no words.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate situation, my friend. But this is a situation. Well, maybe we can bring that energy back onto the track next week. We love a good track rivalry, but let's see what happens. You still managed to pull off the third place finish. So is there anyone that you would like to shout out to and thank for pulling off and holding on to that third place spot tonight?
Absolutely. I mean, first and foremost, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I'm still blessed to be in this league and race with some great people. Even though sometimes maybe we raced the way we did tonight. Pretty respectful race for Bristol all in all, though. So just a couple people. But thankful for him for blessing me to be able to run with these guys. Teammates Justin Lewis, Trevor Dalton, Todd Merkel. Great teammates on track. And, I mean, Merkel Racing Engine sponsoring the car. Long-time sponsor. Got to give him a shout-out and his business there that he runs, trying to get them exposure as much as we can. And then the league admins, I mean, for this being a brand new league, I think it's taken off really well for a first trial season. I mean, we started with like 12 cars and we've built it to where we're getting close to running 30 cars a race. So it's really great. Word of mouth spreading. We just got to clean up the racing a little bit so that we don't run them off by wrecking them all. And then last but not least, you guys in the broadcast booth, I mean, guys, y'all do a phenomenal job. As someone who's dabbled in broadcasting a little bit for some other leagues, y'all are top notch. So y'all do a great job each and every week. And sorry I got a little negative energy, but you caught me as I was looking at the replay with a teammate, so it was fresh on my mind.
That's all right, my friend. Well, we thank you for spending a little bit of time for us here in the booth. I know that these races can have their ups and downs, but we look forward to talking to you as usual, and we hope to see you back up here again soon, okay?
Absolutely. Hopefully next time it's victory lane.
Yeah, hopefully it is, my friend. Take care. Have a good rest of your week.
You too, guys.
All right, that was Maxwell Caldwell's third place. I'm going to pass the microphone over to Sheldon Atkins, who's going to have a word with Corolla Steel.
So number second place finisher on the evening, Corolla Steel. A bit of an up and down race for yourself as well. It seemed like that was kind of the story for everybody. But getting up here into the podium in the closing laps, first off, is there anything you would have maybe done a little differently to get the track position earlier? Because I feel like if you'd have had it as fast as you were running, you might have had maybe a little bit better of an opportunity.
I kind of went for that early on. Apologies to Mr. Ronnie Hurst. I think it was like a lap 50, somewhere in there. I was trying to get track position. I just swapped right sides and ended up getting into him on one of the restarts. Thought it was a bit of net code, and it might have been, but that one was on me. But yeah, the track position I think was key for a lot of people out there. Keeping out of wrecks. Honestly, I just got lucky half the time.
Second question on the evening here. How did the place race? We got the big update coming tomorrow. Bristol going to be one of the tracks that's going to get changed in the process. How did it feel getting to run kind of the last iteration of this version of Bristol with the multiple lanes working the way they do? Because I understand that the top line is not going to be doing what you're used to come this time tomorrow afternoon.
I like it, but I think the setups in iRacing make it a lot more difficult to run a competitive top line. Top here seemed to be a good defensive line, made it difficult to pass, but overall you'd be sacrificing maybe a tenth or so compared to like a normal like bottom line, but you're taking away the exit of people, so it's a lot of give and take. I'm looking forward to see what the new update brings. Always interested to see what's new with iRacing, and hopefully it'll be changed for the better.
Well, to round all out here for the evening, who do you want to thank and shout out for the second place finish this evening?
I'll give a shout out to WeatherTech, great sponsor.
No airline shout outs this week?
No airline shout outs this week. We'll hold off on that one. Maybe SkyWest out of St. George, great little regional.
Hey, there we go. Well, thanks for popping up here and chatting with us. Looking forward to seeing you next week here on the broadcast.
Thank you much, and thanks for your broadcast, man. Hope you have a good one.
We do. Now I'm going to head on over to Joe LaCastro with our race winner here tonight. As soon as we can find our race winner here.
All right, there is Cale Peterson. Can you hear us up here in the booth?
Yes, sir.
Hey, congratulations on that gold medal, my friend. You seemingly came out of nowhere at the end of that race to clinch the gold. And you were one of the names that we were mentioning at the end of the race. We didn't talk about you all race. You managed to avoid a lot of the wrecks. Were you sailing through everything as cleanly as we think you were?
Yeah, so I kind of came in with a plan to just run the tires for at least 125 laps. And so for the first 125, I was planning on just hanging back, staying out of all the wrecks because it's Bristol. There's going to be lots of cautions. So, yeah, there probably wasn't much reason to talk about me for a while.
Yeah. Well, what's wild is that as soon as the leaders started pitting in, all of a sudden you popped up as one of the guys on the lead lap, and then you were leading the race. And it was just a fantastic leap for you to play that strategy out and to see it. I'm sure it must have been really it must have felt great to see that strategy play out exactly the way you wanted it to, kind of like calling a shot from before you even walk into the stadium. You said, I'm going to hit the ball in the right field, and you managed to pull that off really well. What was your challenge? Did you have a challenge tonight, or did everything go off without a hitch?
Yeah, I would say, Justin would have had the chance to pit a little bit later on. I don't think it would have worked out. I think he had the speed to keep the lead, but because he ran out of gas, it kind of gave it to me. So other than that, I wouldn't say there was too much going on other than just getting through lap traffic. But yeah, it was a fun race.
Absolutely, my friend. Well, you managed to get to the lead and hold on to it. You led 6 laps out of 200 and came away with the gold. So congratulations. Anyone you want to thank or shout out to this week for your performance, huh?
Yeah, for sure. I'd like to thank the team, Outcast Motorsports, for throwing me into this and getting me on the podium. We all had some good communication going about tire wear. That really helped us out. So, yeah, I appreciate the boys out there and Zero X Media, all those guys.
All right. Well, thank you again for your performance, Cale, and we hopefully will see you again on Victory Lane very soon.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, take care, folks. That was Cale Peterson, your winner tonight here at Bristol in the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. And Sheldon, that's going to go ahead and start wrapping up things from us up here in the booth. Whew, 200 laps, and that flew by, my friend. I got to say, I think we had a lot of good ups and downs during that race. What do you think?
Yeah, first half of the race, we definitely had our fair share of blows, but the ending, I'd say third of this event was pretty great. You know, good long green flag run to finish things off here at Bristol. Gave us a lot of curveballs with strategy, bit of a surprise with the winner, and really good finish all in all. But, you know, Bristol, you never know what to expect when you come here. And gotta love this track. I can't wait to race it all week this week.
It's going to be a fun one, my friend. And I think that we had a good time watching the race. These guys, the 21 drivers we had out here tonight, really put on a good show. It was a tough one. But it was a fun one. And from up in the booth, I want to say thank you to everybody who watched. And we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. So congratulations once again, to Cale Peterson. For the big win. And from the entire Grid Vision team, we want to thank you for watching and participating in the chat. For more information on getting your league broadcast or starting your career in broadcasting, you can hit us up on Facebook, X, or email us at info@gridvision.live. Congratulations again to Cale Peterson on winning tonight's race from Bristol. This has been Joe LaCastro, Sheldon Atkins, and our producer, Austin Darbyshire. And hey, we'll see you next time on The Grid.